Today I wanted to do a quick video on the concept of the found family trope in media and how it applies to Transformers 1. I mean, who would our heroes be without the people they fight for? The theme of found family is a cornerstone of superhero films, highlighting the emotional core beneath the high-stakes action and fantastical elements of each movie or cartoon. It resonates because it reflects the universal human experience of forging meaningful connections beyond blood ties, often in the face of adversity. This theme underscores the idea that true family is defined by mutual support, trust, and shared values, offering audiences a sense of hope and unity. By exploring these dynamics, superhero films remind viewers that even in the most extraordinary circumstances, the bonds we create can be our greatest source of power and resilience.
The Transformers will return after these messages. We now return to the Transformers.
Let's begin today's video with B-127. B is comedy relief, that's it. His biggest role in the film is just salvaging useful material from junk metal and then burning the rest. According to him, he had other jobs, but he kept getting reassigned because he was so good at his work. He was a glorified garbage man. And of course he helps out in the end of the movie, but just like every other character, he plays more of a background role. He's quirky, lighthearted, and carefree. He's the kind of person who says exactly what's on his mind as soon as a thought is generated. Essentially, he plays the little brother role. Keegan-Michael Key plays him in the film. I didn't think I would enjoy him in the role like I did, but amazingly, he fit well. He didn't feel too overbearing, and honestly, it was refreshing to have this character archetype show up but not damage the vibe of the film through superfluous joke telling. It just worked. I think that a character like Orion in D16 needs someone like B to balance out their dynamic. B-127 brings a sense of joy to the team that's honestly a little hard to describe, but it reminds me of how characters like Steve Urkel would show up and brighten an otherwise overly serious episode of The Family Matters. Sure, they're annoying at times, but we still love them.
The Transformers will return after these messages. We now return to the Transformers.
Alita 1 is calm, cool, and collected. She's the no-nonsense type. I normally hate typecasting popular actors, but Scarlett Johansson did a bang-up job with this one. She really showed that Alita is blunt but well-meaning. She serves the role as the big sister motherly type. She's a hard-working Energon mining captain in the Iacon mines, and she's even up for a promotion. I honestly enjoyed how she keeps Orion on track. In these kinds of dynamics, we see someone like Orion unintentionally cause harm to himself and others due to their naive and reckless nature. Characters like Alita 1 tend to keep their friends on the right path. In my personal life, I've been that friend who has from time to time needed a person with a more serious perspective to give advice. It's nothing that anyone should take personal, but I find that sometimes it's hard for us to truly gauge the impact of our words or the things that we do, good or bad. We don't get to see Alita truly join the friend group until midway through the movie when she gives Orion a pep talk. This was a pivotal scene in which we see Orion wrestle with doubt, and Alita allows him to see himself through her opinion. Sure, she's stiff, but she has a good heart and she's responsible. Every family needs one like this.
The Transformers will return after these messages. We now return to the Transformers.
Pax is the heart of the family. He's the guiding star, the morally upright and inquisitive friend who can see things that others just don't have the optics for. He wants what's best for his friends, and he genuinely loves his people. I mentioned in another video how people don't want to believe that there are genuinely good people in the world, but Orion truly represents that for his family. Everything that he does is for the self-actualization of his friends. He's serving two roles here: supportive father and enthusiastic best friend. Chris Hemsworth did an amazing job with Orion. He completely sold me on being a younger Optimus. I could see how his younger, more enthused voice could evolve over time into the gristle octave that Optimus has. Even when Orion is doing something reckless, he's always teaching a lesson while doing so. There's foreshadowing in the wisdom of a protective father when he speaks. A great example of Orion pushing his friends to self-actualization would be after the Iacon 5000. D16 was complaining about how much trouble they're gonna be in, and Orion asked D if he felt a calling on his life.
Don't screw me.
Thought you weren't talking to me.
Hey, look, I know it's all a big joke to you, but not me. I was paying my dues. I was going places, and now they're gonna bust me down. I don't even know how many
I'm
tears.
sorry, D. But come on, didn't you feel it? Even for just a second, didn't you feel liberated? Didn't you feel like you were something else, like you could be more than what they say you are?
Yeah, I felt it. I did. But it doesn't matter. We're going to get punished and demoted.
Orion believes that they are much more than meets the eye, and that's what the team coalesces around.
The Transformers will return after these messages. We now return to the Transformers.
Alright, so it's about that time to wrap up this video, but we still have one more stop. We need to talk about D16. I think it's really important to point out that without Optimus, there would be no Megatron. D16 would have lived his entire life in the mines if it weren't for Orion. D16 is a character who is defined by those around him. When we see D interacting with other bots, it's either reactionary or through his relationship with Orion. In this found family, I struggle to place D into any positive role because I know what will eventually become of him, and it sucks. We can see glimpses of who he could have become through Orion, but it is what it is. D16 plays the role of a lost child, someone without purpose, and is only really held together by the people around him. Future Ed popping in to throw a bit more information into the script. In my exhaustion, I forgot to offer up a bit more info on D16's voice actor. D16's voice was provided by and executed perfectly by Brian Tyree Henry. He's voiced his experience with his love of villains and wanting to see them have more humanizing stories told about them before. Here's a snippet of an interview he did with Comics Beat.
They hadn't made up their decision of what was just and unjust. You know, they were living on their home planet, minding their own business, having their jobs, you know, and not really understanding who they were in the world just yet. And for me, I just thought about me at that coming of age, because it is a coming of age story, honestly. I think about me at 18 when I left home to go to college, to Morehouse College, to Atlanta, Georgia, and the independence that I was finding, but also really finding myself. Like, you know, I kind of left home cogless. I didn't really know, you know, who I was. I had an idea of the identity that I wanted to present, but who my true identity was didn't come out until I actually started questioning the system, until I started rebelling. You know, I did a lot of stuff in college, but like, you know, like, I think about that moment when the light went out of my eyes and when it came back, you know, when I actually got that glow back again. And I just wanted to put that in Megatron.
The nationalism that D16 adhered to was not enough to give him a sense of self. It was a house of cards that, when revealed to be a lie, drove D insane with rage. There's really not much more that I want to touch on with D because it just reminds me that even though we want the best for people in our family, some of them will make mistakes that they can't come back from. As Megatron, D16 rejects the family he once found in Orion and the rest of Cybertronian society. Essentially, he becomes the Judas of the group, and it is this betrayal that makes his story so poignant. It serves as a dark mirror to the familial bonds that strengthen his former allies. D is now only loyal to his endless search for more power and the belief in the strength of one bot over another.
Hey Vanessa, wanna see my beetle? Hey Alex, wanna see my dragonfly?
Good one, Vanessa.
When you buy your kids a $1.99 hamburger Happy Meal, they can choose a cool Transformer figure or an adorable Littlest Pet Shop toy in special boxes with punch-outs or trading cards, one with each Littlest Pet Shop Transformers Happy Meal.
Okay, listen to this one. Why do robots keep batteries in their wallets? Because they like to charge everything.
Boy, am I glad I got my sense of humor from you, Mom.
Have you had your break today?
Together, Alita 1, Orion Pax, B-127, and even D-16 illustrate the complexities of found family through battles and betrayals, victories and losses. These characters remind us that family isn't defined by blood, but by shared purpose, mutual trust, and the willingness to fight for one another. I want to take the time to say thank you to anyone who has stopped by, subscribed, and liked all my videos. I really appreciate it. I've been seeing a lot of love in the algorithm, and I just want to say, please continue to subscribe so I can, boost the channel up. Also, in the comments, leave anything that you want me to cover, whether it be your favorite characters from any animes, manga, movies, and so on. I've been Gamehead Ed, till all are one.